Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dargon, and today we are going to be unboxing these three Hiya-Toys Godzilla figures. I've had these on pre-order for a while from Awesome Collector. I'm not sponsored, but I'm very excited to dig into this box. Or shall I say these three. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. Straight off the bat, we have all kinds of goodies in this box, and they have them nicely packed in here. First off, we have the Heat Ray Godzilla translucent version. We're going to take a closer look at each one of these. Next up, we have the Re-evo Godzilla. This has the newest sculpt out of the Monsterverse figure, which I'm most excited for. And then next in the box, we have the King of the Monsters Burning Godzilla. Having all three of these guys up on a review table, they're looking as glamorous as ever. I do like the style Hiya's going for with their box art, especially coming from never owning a Hiya figure ever, though I have like 10 or 12 of them on pre-order. Hell, I've lost track at this point. But I do think I prefer the S.H.MonsterArts box art, such as with this guy right here. We get a good display of that guy right there. Plus they give you more information on the figure. Sadly, I'm gonna put him away and save him for another unboxing. Now that we got the overview done, we're going to take a look at this guy first. So in ordinary American fashion, you pull out the blister pack and then you have yourself an Godzilla. Getting a nice close-up, we can see all of that beautiful paint. It's a lot more blended in person, but y'all can get a good look at all that orangey tan around his mouth and teeth. He's got some beautiful orange eyes. He is just absolutely full of detail. Flipping him around, y'all can see. Ooh. And open that mouth up. It's pretty tight. We have an articulated tongue. I love to see that. That's looking gorgeous. You just close that up like so. I've never held a Hiya figure before this video. He's definitely pretty tight. I don't know how much articulation you're gonna get out of that waist. Maybe I'll just whack the camera with his tail. There's definitely some stuff in here that I'm gonna have to play around with and figure out. But we're gonna go over him and the other guys in the full review. Their articulation is probably gonna be pretty identical. I would think that this guy would have the best out of all three of them, since this is the most updated figure. And I will say this guy is damn accurate. With the 2019 NECA Godzilla on the right and the 2019 S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla on the left, we can get a sneak peek at what all three of these guys look like together. The Hiya is absolutely dwarfing the NECA. And then, if we straighten up the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla, he is still dwarfed by the Hiya, even when you make him fully bipedal. All three of these figures have their ups and downs, and they all look beautiful in my opinion. But any of the Hiya figures are going to make an excellent centerpiece on your shelf. This thing's detail will pop out across the room. And for only $64, this guy is absolutely a steal, considering the S.H.MonsterArts went for like $80 brand new. Correct me if I was wrong, but nowadays this guy goes for upwards of $180, which I can't believe. But this is what y'all came here for. First impressions of the 2024 GodzillaxKong Re-evolved Godzilla. This guy is absolutely fabulous. I'll zoom out for y'all real quick. Y'all can see I'm not doing anything and he is able to stand up. Takes a little bit of balance. He can pull off this magnificent pose. It's looking absolutely amazing. And this guy is able to look pretty much straight up, allowing you to get some lovely dinosaur-like crocodiling poses out of him. Sadly, this figure does not come with a beam effect, but that's what this guy's for right here. Now, running through the same process. Get one clean precision. Flip down that flap, pull out that blister pack. Oh, this one, that's tight. Ooh. And then y'all can get a glimpse of this fella. Now, he does come with an extra head and neck to get the alpha pose. And it would appear this is stuck onto the back. Okay, this got complicated real quick. Let's just pull him out. Ooh, get a good whiff of that, yeah. Smells just like the factory. You smell the brand new plastic. This is even kind of soft. Maybe it's from the heat of the box. It's not too crispy where I live. Ooh, those translucent spines are already popping. A little flexible. Get him up there. And then we have this. We just pull it off. More tape. Have his extra neck. His extra head. And that beam effect. Now this looks very good. This looks translucent, but it's just very well painted. It's got a nice mix of dark and blue in there. Whatever the process of this is very premium looking. Just stand it up like that. Now besides these accessories, this guy is pretty much identical, except maybe his sculpt is not as refined. This is based off of the 2021 CGI data from Godzilla vs. Kong. You know, that movie. But I am not complaining. Once again, we have a articulated tongue. We have a nice coat of blue over the eyes and the teeth, giving his atomic glow. Some people might not like that touch. I kind of wish we had a little bit leaking out for the chest. The paint's not as good as the Re-evo Godzilla, but there's still some nice highlighted tones mixed in. But everyone knows the highlight of this figure is the translucent dorsal fins, which does look pretty dang good. I'll probably put up some photos on screen on what this looks like under a UV light, just to give y'all an idea what to expect. Once again, we'll be reviewing this guy on his own, but just real quick to give y'all an idea of how this dude is. Assembled. You just have all these neck pieces that make up his neck, and you get this thing, and then you grab this thing and just smack it on there. You take that extra head and you just kind of wiggle it on there. This is a little harder than I thought it would be. Well, once you eventually get it on there, it should look something like this, which does look pretty dang cool. There's some typical movement, but be careful not to pop that head back off. The mouth is hollow, no tongue, but that's so you can put this glob of plastic down his throat. No matter how I look at this, this looks wrong. You'll know when it's in there, because it won't go any further. Just be careful not to bend the beam. And voila. Okay, I've been fighting with this thing, and this beam does not aim directly up. This is what I'm dealing with. We can't get this to just stay. I don't know if they fixed this on their other Heat Ray Godzilla, but I swear I saw a YouTuber compare the two of them, and one of them had a straighter beam than the other. Which, this is okay. I'm not gonna cry about it. But this honestly kind of makes this extra head and neck useless. So out of curiosity, I was going to see if this head worked with the regular neck, which it kind of does, but this thing is kind of awkward. So yet again, this extra head is pretty much useless. Now a good buddy of mine, GojiFXUnlimited, makes these duplicate beam effects, usable for any Godzilla figure. This is a clone of the Hiya beam, allowing you to get any pose or angle that you would want. These work with any 3mm peg. What I like to do is get a bulk order of bootleg Tamashii Nation stands. You get like 36 of them for like $38, $40. They're great for model kits like Gunpla or any Figma that you may also collect. I've mostly been using them for Godzilla beams, but I'll post a link down in the description where I bought mine. I'll also post a link to GojiFXUnlimited's page so you can check out all his creations for yourself. But I absolutely love these. They really bring out a lot out of the atomic figures. My final thoughts on this figure is that if you just want the Heat Ray version, this is the best Hiya out there. But if you don't mind the energized Godzilla that will be releasing, he's going to be fully translucent. So that just depends if you want a fully translucent Godzilla or a partial one. But this is still a very awesome figure. Now last but not least, we got a glamorous shot of Burning Godzilla. Ooh, look as sexy as you think it would. I do see a noticeable flaw right off the bat. So I'm sure y'all can't notice it just yet, but there is a small black speck or like chip on the tip of his dorsal. But this is a very nice, crispy Godzilla. He's got plenty of black in there to kind of make it look like that's his true color, but he's just molten right now. Further reflecting that on his face, they made sure to do enough paint to pull out that detail. Because of the material he's made of, he's a little tighter than the others, but you're pretty much going to get the exact same articulation out of this guy. His neck doesn't seem to be as articulated, but you can still get the very similar running poses out of him. this is these two side by side. Y'all can get a good comparison for yourselves. They do contrast very nicely together. And in throwing the re-evolved Godzilla in there, see all three of them together. Definitely a lot of Godzilla action going on. It's almost overwhelming. Between all three of these, I'm not quite sure which one's my favorite. They each have their own personal charm to them. If I had to pick one for movie accuracy, I would have to go with this guy right here, the re-evolved 2024 Godzilla from GodzillaxKong. He combines the best elements out of all the figures. I wouldn't say I prefer this over the S.H.MonsterArts 2019 Godzilla, but I do love both of these equally. If you combine the best aspects of both of these figures, you would have something truly amazing. But sadly, we do not live in a perfect world. I love both the stylized version and the movie accurate version. That's what I really loved about the NECA figures. But long live NECA, as Hiya has taken on their role and has become the new NECA in spirit. I can't wait for their new SHMA to drop, and along with these new Heisei figures that are coming. It's all very exciting indeed. And just for a hoot, this is the 2019 Atomic NECA Godzilla side by side to the 2021 Heat Ray Hiya Godzilla. If you made it up to this point in the video, I appreciate you watching. A like always helps out the channel. Y'all stay tuned for our future content and reviews, and figure reviews, and all the such. You know what to expect. But there's no better way to stay tuned than to subscribe. It's free. My name's DargonEvo, and as always, have an amazing day.